Good evening and a warm welcome to NTA2 News at 7. I am Elizabeth Omori. The Federal Road Safety Corps has embarked on the enforcement of safety standards for trailers and fuel tankers in the Lagos area. The enforcement activities code, named Operation Scorpion, is being carried out as a special patrol along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Arnie Daniels has details.
The recent accidents involving petrol tankers and haulage vehicles across the country has brought a lot of deaths and economic losses, prompting the Federal Safety Corps to embark on the enforcement of safety standards for these heavy-duty vehicles across the country. Leading the enforcement in Lagos area, Zonal Commander FRSC Lagos, Nsomanga Akpabio, says the strict enforcement is a follow-up to the Memorandum of Understanding recently signed between the Federal Safety Corps and stakeholders in Nigeria's haulage industry.
We have deployed all our patrol vehicles from all the commands in Lagos and Ogun State, along with the one at Oyo for the operations.
So far, over 50 petrol tanker and trailer drivers yet to comply with the safety standards have been arrested and their vehicles impounded.
We are working with the police, we are working with the civil defense, we are working with the judiciary, because we have set up mobile courts on the 3 states. So a vehicle driver apprehended for the offenses recorded are to be prosecuted.
NTA News gathered that many of the arrested drivers are unable to communicate in English language, but a few of them were able to speak with NTA News.
They don't have the spare tire. That is why the people crash.
Now 3 tires no good.
Operation Scorpion Special Patrol, Akpabio says, will concentrate more on major highways such as the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. The areas of focus, he says, will be on latched containers, lane violation, rickety vehicles and driver's license. In Lagos, Annie Daniels, NTA News.
Many factors have been identified to be responsible for the carnage being caused by fuel tankers and trailers on Nigerian roads. They include environmental, human and mechanical factors. Annie Daniels in this report takes a look at the effects of such road accidents and how they can be avoided.
Nigeria, with an estimated population of 180 million people, rely mostly on road transportation to drive her social and economic activities. For instance, over 80% of goods imported into the country come through their Apapa ports in Lagos. Most tank farms are also located here, with petrol tankers plying the routes to lift fuel to other parts of the country. This explains the high volume of petrol tankers and haulage vehicles present in this axis and, by extension, Lagos. In 2011, the Federal Road Safety Corps reported that Nigeria had an average of approximately 5,000 tankers involved in cargo haulage, moving about 150 million litres of fuel across the country. The Corps also revealed that between 2010 till date, over 5,000 tanker crashes were recorded. When these accidents occur, lives, manpower and property are lost due to the highly inflammable nature of premium motor spirits, PMS.
The road we are having now can no longer accommodate the volume of activities that we are giving to the road.
From our findings, it's not because the roads are bad, but because some drivers deliberately unhook the knob that guide the container between the vehicle and the container.
The solution, respondents say, is the revamping of the railway system to compete with the heavy-duty vehicles, which will invariably reduce on the highways, especially those traveling long distances. In Lagos,
the West African Examination Council, WAEC, says it may withhold results of candidates in states that are yet to pay for the registration of their sponsored candidates. Head National Office of the Council, Charles Eguridu, discussed this at a media briefing in Lagos. Jane Ojuko tells us more.
Mr. Charles Iguridu explained that the 19 affected states had approached the council for the registration of their candidates for the May-June 2015 West African Senior School Certificate Examination with a promise to pay later. He said the affected state governments, whose debt stood at over 4 billion naira, have failed to meet their financial obligations as promised, despite a series of letters written to them.
We therefore want to publicly plead with the affected states to offset the registration fees of the candidates as soon as possible but not later than the next 2 weeks, as we cannot guarantee that the results of their candidates for the May-June 2015 WASC will be released along with others.
He appealed to the debtor states to do the needful, as their continued delay in payment is negatively affecting operations in the council. Mr. Iguridu stated that WAEC is working assiduously to ensure that the results of the May-June 2015 examination is released on schedule. On measures to check malpractices, he said WAEC has introduced e-marking, biometric capturing of candidates, and stricter invigilation, among others, to protect the integrity of WAEC certificate. In Lagos, Jane Ujuku, NTA News.
To shed more light on the latest development at the West African Examination Council office in Nigeria, I have with me in the studio the head national office, WAEC, Mr. Charles Iguridu. Mr. Charles, it's nice to have you in the studio.
Good evening.
All right, the threat to withhold results over non-payment by 19 state governments, is there no other option?
Unfortunately, there's no other option because we need the funds to pay our examiners and supervisors.
Okay.
And WAEC is not a charity organization. We don't develop the papers all by ourselves. We engage teachers and specialists to develop the papers, to print the papers, to conduct the examinations, and to mark the scripts. And all these things need money. And we are indebted to our examiners, and we just have to meet our own financial obligation to the examiners who have helped us to conduct the exams.
Okay, this is definitely going to attract reactions, but how has the debt affected your operations?
Oh, definitely it has affected us adversely. For an organization the size of WAEC and with our reputation, having conducted exams in this environment for well over 6 decades. The least to be expected is for us to be indebted to our examiners. Our credibility is even at stake if we fail to meet our financial obligations to our examiners.
Okay.
So it has affected us adversely, and that is why we are crying out. We've written letters to the states well over 6 weeks ago.
Okay.
And one can say that apart from 1 or 2 states that have responded, most of the states have ignored our appeals. And that is why we are coming out to appeal to the states again and to the Nigerian public. Because in about 2 weeks from now, the results will be ready. And I cannot guarantee that we will release the results of indebted states.
Okay, over 4 billion naira is at stake.
Yeah.
So why now? Why ask for the money now? Why didn't the council ask earlier? Because the results will be out in 2 weeks.
If you are listening to my press statement, I said we have engaged the states.
Okay.
We wrote to them, we appealed to them, we even visited some, and they all promised. And if not now, when? Is it when we are releasing the results? I think we want to alert those concerned so that they can address the issues as quickly as possible so that nobody is embarrassed.
Okay, let's talk about the children,
Yeah.
the candidates.
Yeah.
Have you thought about the psychological implication of not releasing their results?
We did. That is why we are making this appeal. If we were not concerned about the traumatic effect it may have on candidates, we could as well sit and then on the day of release of results, we just announce to the public to say, well, we are sorry we are unable to release the result of the following states because they have not met their financial obligation to WAEC. I think that will not sit well with the Nigerian public and even with the states affected. So as part of our corporate responsibility, we have the duty to alert those concerned so that they can take proactive measures to address the problem.
Okay, what if the state governments don't make payment? What happens?
Of course, the results won't be released. WAEC is not a charity organization.
Okay.
So the results won't be released. If and when they pay, we'll release the results.
Okay, what if they don't pay till December? What happens? Or next year?
We keep on withholding the results.
What happens to the children? These children are
Oh,
innocent.
that question should go to the states affected because these are candidates who wanted to write the exams. At the time of registration, some of the states, which they took the decision to say, oh, we'll pay for our candidates. We really applaud the states for taking upon themselves this responsibility. But having taken that step, we should just go ahead and complete the process, because WAEC cannot afford to be conducting exams on its own without having the necessary financial backing to manage the examination process.
All right.
Yeah.
Just before you go, with the present economic situation of many states, what options will WAEC explore to collect this money? Do you have other options?
The option we have is what we are exploring, and that is why we are making this appeal. We can at best appeal, and if they fail to listen to us, well, we keep the results.
All right, Mr. Charles Iguru, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
The need for teachers to equip themselves with necessary skills that will enable them impact the lives of students was again brought to the fore. This was at a launch of a book titled The Best Classroom Teacher Ever, a culmination of workshops over the years.
I hereby unveil this book to the service of humanity and to that of the God.
That was the unveiling of the book titled The Best Classroom Teacher Ever. The book is to enhance teaching in schools and contribute to the development of education in the country. The author shares his thoughts on what makes a classroom teacher the best, among which are love for teaching, thinking outside the box, understanding his or her student, and must be caring.
If you go around, you see beautiful schools that are built all over the place. You are amazed at them. They look beautiful. But if you go into there, you find out that most of the teachers are mere junks. What do I mean by junks? Teachers who are lowly motivated. They don't have morals. They don't have self-confidence. They don't just really want to be teachers.
The book reviewer described the book as marvelous, urging teachers in the country to read it, as it will help them rediscover themselves. She also advised teachers not to allow anything dampen their morale in discharging their responsibilities to their students.
If you are a teacher, let there be certain regulations that will regulate it. Not that everybody, if you don't have a job, you now think, okay, let me go and be a teacher. It's either we have a BSc in education, you have a PGD, you have NC. Those are the qualifications for being a teacher.
Other speakers at the event called on government to improve the educational system in the country.
The teaching profession, if you observe over the years, has taken the backstage, which is not supposed to be the situation. Because all of us, including you, are a product of teachers. If you are not taught, you won't become what you are today.
Place of the teachers should not be played down. And I want to encourage the teachers themselves not to look down on themselves.
The book, The Best Classroom Teacher Ever, contains 61 pages with 5 chapters. Mentoring and internship have been described as a key to the acquisition of skills that will help to develop entrepreneurs in the society. Panelists at the official commencement of the Young Business Leaders in Nigeria conference held in Lagos say this will go a long way in reducing the high rate of unemployment in the country. Tunde Saiki has more.
The high level of unemployment worldwide have been a thing of concern to both individuals and non-governmental organizations and the government. This is as a result of the adverse effect unemployment has on the socio-economic life of the people. In view of this, the Young Business Leaders of Nigeria, a non-governmental organization, says the forum is set to form a network of young professional entrepreneurs that will make people put their resources and business ideas together to create business and employment for people. The initiative is also out to help reduce unemployment by 3% by December 2016 and 25% by the end of 2020.
We have to somehow try and connect with one another in a very consistent and coordinated way so that we are able to create the partnerships amongst ourselves that will help us improve the situation.
The panelists say since government cannot do it alone and the desired jobs are not readily available, young intending entrepreneurs with sound business ideas can be assisted with both funds and mentoring to realize their ambition.
Where you have creative ideas, And when you display all-round leadership attributes that we expect of entrepreneurs, then the issue of funding is thrown to the back door.
And the internet is there. Internet is a huge resource. Today, a lot of young people spend a lot of time on social media, but not particularly constructively. How about channeling that time on the internet to learn stuff?
The youths need that boost. And that's why I talked about market creation. But you should be looking at creating a market for ourselves.
Some participants at the event say the knowledge acquired from the conference will go a long way to assisting them. The theme for the maiden edition of the Young Business Leaders of Nigeria 2015 is Let's Talk About Creating 1.2 Million Jobs by December 2016. In Lagos, Tunde Saiki, NTA News.
You're watching NTA News at 7. Still to come on the news, ANC accepts the prosecution of those involved in the synagogue building collapse. And in entertainment news, Bobby Christina finally passes on. Join us for details of these stories after the break.
Do you remember why you first loved football? Was it the players, guys who just get the job done, minus the drama? They're back. Or was it the rivalry, the teams you screamed for, cried for, would die for? Welcome home. Maybe it was the game itself, that beautiful balance of the physical and the flamboyant. Let's play with the Bundesliga.
Now you have the chance to watch the German Bundesliga live in Germany as a winner in the StarTimes Win a Trip promo. 10 StarTimes subscribers get an all-expense-paid trip to watch the Bundesliga live in Germany. Simply buy a decoder or recharge to qualify for the raffle draw, which gives you a chance to win the trip to Germany. You can also get 50% discount on the second month subscription and win other attractive prizes. Watch live action from the great German Bundesliga exclusively on StarTimes. Promo ends 30th September 2015. The StarTimes Win a Trip promo. StarTimes. Enjoy digital life.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. The leadership of the African National Congress, ANC, the ruling party in South Africa, has expressed satisfaction over the Lagos State government's pronouncement on the coroner verdict in respect of the synagogue building collapse of 2014 in Lagos. ANC's Treasurer General expressed the party's position at a courtesy visit to the Lagos State Governor, Akinwumi Ambode. Victoria Olabode has the details.
Speaking at the Lagos House, Alasa Ikeja, the ANC Treasurer General, Dr. Swelini Makize, expressed appreciation to the state government for its efforts in ensuring that the South African nationals who were involved in the unfortunate incident were successfully repatriated to the country for burial.
Let me say briefly that we do appreciate this relationship, and we must say, Your Excellency, we were very pleased to learn of your decision as the state in terms of the very sad disaster that befell us, of the numbers of people who had died in Nigeria, in Lagos a few last year sometime. And certainly, whilst we all appreciate also all the assistance that you made to make sure that all of these individuals were repatriated back to South Africa.
Governor Ambode, while responding, reiterated his commitment to boosting trade relations with South Africa. He described the visit as a brotherhood meeting.
So this is more about a political relationship between your great party and the party that is ruling Lagos presently, APC. I know that there have been some little history of relationship between ANC and APC. What this stands for this morning is to recommit ourselves to a stronger relationship. We have so much to learn from ANC because of its history. We also have so much to give because of the dynamism which we have actually brought into the Nigerian political landscape. I will say that I know that this is not going to be the end of your interaction with party leadership. Like you must have been told, we believe strongly that we need to do some inter-party visitation and relationships. so that we can strengthen things.
The governor also promised to commit to the existing relationship between the All Progressives Congress (APC) and the ANC, saying both have common ideology. From Lagos, Victoria Olabode, NTA News.
Governor Akinwumi Ambode also received envoys from the United States of America, Britain and Australia over the weekend. He affirmed his administration's commitment to strengthen trade relationship with these countries. Victoria Olabode again has the details.
The governor will receive the trio separately in his office in Alausa, Ikeja, assured them of his administration's determination to further strengthen the trade relationship hitherto in existence with their countries, adding that to further signify the commitment, he has created an office of the Overseas Affairs and Investment.
Accommodate as many friends as possible from across the globe, and then we will do everything as a government to make Lagos more comfortable for everyone. The next 4 years is for greater business in Lagos. Lagos is opening up for greater business, and we'll do everything to make Lagos safer.
The Acting Consular General, United States of America, Mrs. Rahab Gilbert, expressed willingness of the country to partner and provide assistance to Lagos State government and said that U.S. is interested in Lagos as it is the economic hub and capital of Nigeria as well as West Africa.
The U.S.-Nigerian relationship is very strong and was demonstrated by the recent visit of President Buhari to Washington. And there is a lot of interest in expanding investment, trade, and actually we have several delegations that will be coming in September and October. And last year, Secretary Penny Pritzker, Secretary of Commerce, came here with 20 large, important companies who are interested in investing in Nigeria. So there's a lot of work that is coming our way, and we want you to know about that, and we will reach out to you when we have delegations from the United States.
Deputy British High Commissioner, Mr. Ray Kyle, and Ambassador Jonathan Richardson, the High Commissioner from Australia, both expressed the readiness of their countries to partner the state government on transportation, power, and energy. From
Tragedy struck once again at the Houstons as late Whitney Houston's daughter, Bobby Christina, passes on. And organizers of the MTV Video Music Awards released nomination list for this year's edition. Join us for details on Entertainment News. Thanks for joining us on Entertainment News. HKN boss Davido is expected to headline a musical concert for the first time in Zimbabwe. Davido is built to perform alongside other music stars in Africa. The event will hold on the 30th of August 2015. And now to the foreign scene. Reality TV star Bruce Jenner, now Kate Jenner, is said to have reportedly rented a $400,000 Lamborghini for a new documentary series titled I Am Kate. The vehicle was spotted at a Malibu home. Caitlin is a fan of high-speed sport cars and motorcycles. Meanwhile, the nominees list for this year's edition of the MTV 2015 Video Music Awards has been released. Beyoncé and Ed Sheeran led the pack with 3 nominations each, including the Video of the Year. In the latter category, Beyoncé and Ed Sheeran will battle it out with Mark Ronson and Bruno Mars to clinch the prize. Kendrick Lamar also earned 5 notes, 2 as a solo artist and 3 for his collaboration with Taylor Swift. The 2015 MTV-based Video Music Awards will be hosted by Miley Cyrus. It's a sad moment for the Houstons and Browns as the only biological daughter of late songstress Whitney Houston finally departed this world yesterday. It will be recalled that Bobby Christina was found unconscious in a bathtub in Atlanta on the 31st of January 2015. 3 years ago, her mother was also found unconscious in a bathtub in Beverly Hills. 2 months ago, her grandmother, Cissy Houston, told the media that late Christina had brain damage, a condition that requires miracle. Bobby Christina passed away at the Peach Christian Center. She was aged 22. Reports making the rounds have it that the family and friends of the Houstons and Browns are demanding that Bobby Christina's boyfriend, Nick Gordon, be arrested for murder. Late Bobby Christina will be buried by her mother's graveside this week. May her soul rest in peace. Amen. And that's it on Entertainment News. And that ends NTA2 News at 7. Many thanks for watching. My name is Elizabeth Omori. Do remember to join us at 9 for the network news and 11 p.m. for the late night news.